Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? You know who this is, the chosen one, Gabriel Skywalker from the DFS Club, and my co-host, the star of the show, Schroeder Skywalker from the DFS Club. He's looking around for Smoking Joe. He's like, man, I don't want to see that dog right now. Coming to you guys with the NFL main slate video. If you guys are new, please hit that subscribe button, smash that bell icon, leave us a comment down below because Schroeder and I love to read them all. Schroeder says, thank you for all the well wishes. I'm doing better by the day. He still has his little shave right there where he got his little IVs. But yeah, guys, happy to have him. And yeah, thanks for all the support for Schroeder. He really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. And it ain't the show without the Schroeder. So thank you guys so much. If you guys missed yesterday's MLB video, should have smashed, right? Schroeder, we get out some good picks with AJ Pollock with a double bomb, broke the slate. We're looking to do the same to this NFL Showdown slate. So, Schroeder, without further ado, take us into warp speed and let's start the show. All right, so Schroeder's ready. I'm ready. You know what? It's not the prettiest game on the slate on the day, but you know what? It's football. And for you NBA fans like myself, they have released the NBA preseason slates. So go check those out, guys. We'll be doing some videos for those. It's that time of year. I keep telling you guys, it's that time of year. It's that time of year to join the DFS club, guys. www.dfsclub. Let me bring it up here. Come join Schroeder and I. We have every single sport for everything, guys. You got DFS Space, myself, Skywalker DFS. Between us two, just for NBA, you guys can't lose, man. We take down the big tournaments at least 2 to 3 times a year, and we only play 3 to 5 lineups. I only play 3. Space sometimes does 5. We're killing it in tennis right now, guys. We got Jigga Josh in there. We got Big Ben. Others, we got golf going tomorrow. Big tournament. We do everything, guys. KBO, NBA, NFL, MLB. Let's try and talk. I just need to slow down. PGA, NHL, tennis, NASCAR, soccer, esports, UFC this weekend, college sports, guys, EuroLeague basketball. All you got to do is click join now. Click on my logo, Skywalker DFS. I think Schroeder just went back to his tree. And that's it, guys. All you got to do is pick your plans. Here's what you get. You get the cheapest in the industry. You get the members-only podcast 1 hour before lock. I know I've been busy this week with Smoking Joe and Schroeder and trying to keep them down, but normally for MLB, NFL, UFC if I have time on Saturdays. So Saturday is pretty hectic. I'm gonna get one in for this Saturday's UFC card. Only for the members in the Discord, guys, not for YouTube, just the DFS club. You get our lineups, guys. Ownership, top stacks, projections. You guys know how critical all these things are to create DFS lineups, especially in NFL, especially in showdown slates, and especially in NBA, guys. MLB is still cracking. So come join the family. DFSclub.com. We also have 3-day passes for only $7.99. You get everything, guys, and that's for every single sport. So you already know. Come join the family. We'd love to have you. All right, so let's bring up this. You know what? I think it's going to be an interesting game. I really do. Interesting slate. I do like the fact that Jacksonville is at home, so we might have some prizes. Some surprises. I think we might. These showdowns, man, you have to get a little different. You can get cute, and sometimes it pays off. This might be one of these games. Got Jacksonville at home against Cincinnati. So off the tops, this is my sponsor of the show. This is Draft Dashboard. It's only $1 for 30 days. You click in the link in the description below. You can try it out for $1, guys. No obligations, no bullshit, none of that stuff, guys. You get access to NBA for all my player pools now for NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL too, starting back up. You get access to all my saved lineups. And it also lets you know. So to check out my watch players once you sign up, you just click on this watch players tab here. Then you say watch Skywalker's picks. And it also lets you know last time I updated, all that good stuff. You get the lineup optimizer, which we'll go over in the end of the video. We're trying to put together some lineups. The player trends. Who's trending up? Who's getting you right in the old prison pocket? Sleepers and studs of the slate, the position optimizer, and the NFL cheat sheet. Because if you can't win cheat, there's a cheat sheet for NBA, for MLB, for NHL, guys, and an NFL. This is Draft Dashboard. All right, so one injury we got to talk about off the top. So we're looking right here. That's why I love Draft Dashboard, man. We're not got to go to 5 different websites to research this stuff. It's all right here. T. Higgins is officially out. So that should open up some value. So let's get into it. Let's bring it up. Let's go to single game. And we'll go position by position real quick, and then we'll get into lineup construction. So we got Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence, guys. Both quarterbacks are in play. Joe Burrow is probably the safer play at 11.6 on DraftKings, $1,300 more on FanDuel. 19, 13, 19 in the first 3 games. I mean, he did rush the ball more in his rookie year, and he ended up getting hurt. So I think maybe they had a little hesitancy there, although he did rush the ball 5 times last game. Do like that. We got a couple first-round draft picks going up against each other. And then Trevor Lawrence might be looking to show out, man. So at 10-4, you know me, I like to get both quarterbacks in. I don't know if that's necessary this slate. I would think maybe a Cincy stack and then maybe try a lineup with a Jacksonville stack. I think the Jacksonville players will be a little bit less owned. Probably a lot less owned. So, yeah, both quarterbacks are in play. Trevor Lawrence is 10-4. He is $1,300 more on FanDuel. Let's go to running back. So, Joe Mixon, 11K. It's all right. You know, I don't like the price tag for the production we're going to get, although Jacksonville is pretty soft on running backs. They're ranked 28th in the league against running backs, so not very good. Not very good. 11K, though, $1,000 more on FanDuel. We always want to talk about game narratives, right? If you think since he's going to blow them out, of course, they're going to feed the ball to Joe Mixon, and he's going to get like 20-something rushes. He got 30 rushes in the first game, 20 rushes in the second game, 18 in the third game. So this man has gotten a game of 30 touches. This could be one of these games if it gets out of hand. That's a big if. So, yeah, he's in play. He's definitely in play. Captain spot, that's where we got to get different. Obviously, that's going to make or break this slate. Whoever you put in captain, whether you're going to attack with running backs or wide receivers. So, James Robinson at 9.4 finally had a good game. He's a lot cheaper than Joe Mixon. So, if you're going to do a Jacksonville stack, I don't mind James. I'll call him Joe Robinson. Talking to my dog too much. Smoking Joe. But yeah, I mean, he's had a shitty year. Let's face it. He only touched the ball 5 times week 1, 11 week 2, 15 week 3. So it's trending up. That's what we like to see, especially those of you that have him in your season-long fantasy leagues. Don't give up on him just yet. Cincinnati's pretty tough against running backs. They're ranked 8th in the league at stopping the run. So that's pretty damn good. He's on the field for 65% of the snaps, 36% touch rate. But yeah, I don't mind some flyers there. He'll probably be very low owned. And then the only other running back I kind of like is Carlos Hyde. I know he's 40-something years old probably, but he's only $1,800. He's on the field for 31% of the snaps with a 37% touch rate. So not too bad. He does rush the ball 9 week 1, 2 week 2, 8 times week 3. So 8, 1, and 4 DK points. For 1-8, that's really good value, guys. So I'm going to have me plenty of Carlos Hyde if I need to for some salary relief. So let's go to wide receiver. So we got some value in Cincinnati with T. Higgins out. Jamar Chase gets a boost. He's 10.2K, 7, 5, and 4. So let's face it. He's gotten a lot of touchdowns, right? That you got to see some. We got to think you're going to see some regression here. You can't get a touchdown every single game. 24, 13, 23 DK points in his first 3 games. 7, 4, 5 targets. So if you think about it, that's really not a lot of targets. So Jamar Chase is in play. I'm not saying he's not in play. He's just not my favorite receiver on the slate for Cincinnati. Marvin Jones Jr. for Jacksonville, 8.6. Don't mind it with the Jacksonville stack. If you're going to run a Jacksonville stack, I don't mind throwing him in as a captain. 12, 18, 19, very safe play. His targets are phenomenal, though. 9, 11, 8, first 3 games, almost 10 targets a game. 92% of the snaps, he's on the field, 15% touch rate. Marvin Jones Jr. at 8.6. And then Tyler Boyd's probably my favorite because I think a lot of people might sleep on him. I will look at the ownership to determine that, but he's 7.4K. You're getting a big discount here compared to Jamar Chase. 14 in his last two, which is, promising. He does get more targets than Jamar Chase, and he's proven, right? If Jamar Chase doesn't get a touchdown this game, I think it's going to Tyler Boyd. And I think he'll probably be lower owned, and you'd be sneaky to throw him maybe in a captain spot. So definitely just something to think about. He's only $900 more on FanDuel, so definitely love the FanDuel price for Tyler freaking Boyd, man. DJ Chark, the deep threat for Jacksonville. Hey, guys, week 1, he got 12 targets, 4 and then 6. So for 7-2, I don't mind that. 14, 3, 18 in his first 3. Man, this Jacksonville stack is actually looking kind of sneaky. I mean, it's Cincinnati they're playing for Christ's sakes. It's not, Tampa Bay or the Raiders or these other 3-0 teams, man. It's Cincinnati, so don't be surprised. 84% of the time he's on the field with the 84% snap count, 13% touch rate. He's in play. Chenault, slot receiver, 6'6", $1,300 more on FanDuel. He runs those little 10-yard, 5-yard routes. But you would think he'd have more targets. 9.74 is really not that much for a slot receiver. 71% snap rate, 16% touch rate, which is pretty good. 9.2, 13, just a very safe play here, but a scary low floor. And then let's talk about some values. Since no T. Higgins, I think Auden Tate gets a bump here. Currently, he was at 23% snap rate. I think that probably goes up to about 50%. He's only $400 on DraftKings, $1,600 more on FanDuel. So bare minimal on FanDuel, damn near bare minimal on DraftKings. I would assume the smart DFS player would know this, and he's probably going to be highly owned. But we'll see, man. You never know. The casual players always like to donate. So Auden Tate is worth a look, especially at only $400. And then Mike Thomas with no T. Higgins, he's $600. He has had some targets on the year. 3 week 1 and then 1 on week 2, 2 and 3 fantasy points respectively. He's been on the field 20% of the time. So you got to think it's going to be between Mike Thomas and Auden Tate, I think. Who's going to fight for that? Who's going to benefit more, shall I say? I'll probably go with the lower owned guy. I probably have more faith in Auden Tate, but I mean, if his ownership's through the roof and then there's like none on Mike Thomas, then yeah, give me Mike Thomas, guys. No guts, no glory in these showdowns. And then tight ends just might be a fade for me. Because here's the thing. Dan Arnold was just traded to this team. It's a short week. He may or may not play. And it's Dan freaking Arnold. This ain't freaking Kelsey, all right? He's only 4'4". I get it, but he still has to learn the system, guys. He doesn't know their system. Tight ends, yeah, you go out there and block, and then you get open. But they still got to run routes. They got to learn systems. I don't like it, even if he does play. And then, if he doesn't play, however, I do like Jacob Hollister if he doesn't play. He's only $1,000 on DraftKings, $1,600 more on FanDuel. He got 6 targets last week, 4 DK points. Gotta like that. He's on the field for 70% of the snaps. And then CJ Uzma, he's on the field for 73% of the snaps. He's 4K. I think that's a lot. That's way too much for a guy who was only 6 and 2 DK points. Just saying, guys. I'd rather pay the $1,000 here for Jacob Hollister and roll the dice, but I just might fade tight ends completely. And then kickers, Evan McPherson, I think, would be the way to go. 3.8K, 7, 7, and 11 DraftKings points in his first 3 games. That's a lot of points for a kicker, so I don't mind that. The Jacksonville kicker, I was only like a couple extra points and 1 field goal in 3 weeks, so not on my radar. And then I would think some people are going to have some Bengals defense exposure. I think it might come back to bite them in the ass, though. I really do. Just my gut tells me, man. It's just Jacksonville might keep it close. I don't know. Something's telling me. Maybe wishful thinking, but it is what it is, man. Jacksonville gives it up the most in the league to defenses. So A lot of people will recognize that. And they are 5'6". Normally in good defense spots like this, they're about 6K, 6.5K. So you are getting a little bit of a discount. And you already know on FanDuel, you don't get to play defenses. So that's it for the breakdown. So just some things to keep in mind. The key is going to be wide receivers, right? And who you roster at captain. So let's go to the lineup optimizer. Let's see what we can do here. Little example. So let's say we want to do, let's do a Jacksonville stack, right? So if I'm going to do a Jacksonville stack, I'd probably put Marvin Jones Jr. at captain. Give me the quarterback. You got to pair him up with the quarterback. I would say at least 2 pass catchers with this quarterback. And Jacksonville has a lot of pass catchers. We can go DJ Chark. Like I said, I really didn't want to play a tight end. You can go Chenault here. Oops. There we go. We're still under. And remember, the more money you leave on the table, the better chance you have of taking down all by yourself. Guys, I've done it. I did it in a NBA Finals showdown, and I won by 20 in the large GPP. So you can do it. You have to leave a lot of money on the table. That's the secret. And you got to be lucky. Let's face it. Dan Arnold, I'm just going to pass here, like I said. We can get Carlos Hyde in here. We can get Evan McPherson, Jacob Hollister at 1K. And then one of these like cheap Cincinnati guys, Auden Tate or Mike Thomas, right? Let's say Tate, right? And then you're leaving like 6K on the table. So if you're going to run a Jacksonville stack, man, you have tons of salary. You can put whoever the hell you want in here. You can put both quarterbacks in. See what that does? So that's why I'm saying, guys, a Jacksonville stack could be worth a risk. Definitely worth a risk. And if you're going to do that, I'd probably put Marvin Jones Jr. As the captain. So let's go. Say you're going to do a Cincy stack. A lot of people probably put Joe Mixon at captain. If you're going to put Joe Mixon at captain, you don't necessarily need to put Joe Burrow in because he's not really a pass-catching back. So you could just go Joe Mixon because neither one of these quarterbacks really score a lot. But I like to get 2 quarterbacks in my lines personally. It was just the safest way to go. And this is a really bad week. Let's throw in Tyler Boyd here. We already got Burrow down here. We got Auden Tate here. And then Chenault, which is fine. Or you can go down even further just to leave more money on the table, right? Carlos Hyde. Jacob Hollister. Mike Thomas. But we already got it in Tate. I wouldn't do Tate and Thomas. So let's do Hollister here. And I don't mind it. Let's leave 6K on the table. Let's do it, right? DJ Chark, you can upgrade here if you want. You can put in Trevor Lawrence if you must. I'd probably go Jamar Chase and still leave a bunch of money on the table. So this is with Joe Mixon as captain. So there's lots of cool ways to go tomorrow. And then let's go to FanDuel. All right, let's go to single game. Booyah. So single games on FanDuel. I've had a lot of success this year on FanDuel. And the key is so far, this game could be different, is rostering which quarterback you think is going to score the most as your captain. Because the scoring is just so much different over here. So over here, you can put Trevor Lawrence at captain, and you can still fit in Joe Burrow. Let's see who else we can fit in. Again, I got to go Tyler Boyd, guys. I think he's going to be the dude this week. Let's see here. We can throw in Marvin Jones. And then let's see who we can punt here. Because we're only 500 over. You can put in Chenault, Hyde, Arnold, Hollister, Tate, Thomas. I'll do Mike Thomas one. You're leaving 3.5 on the table. That's great. And it's not hard to get. You can play anybody you want pretty much on this slate, guys, which is pretty awesome. Let me get these guys out of here. So let's put a Joe Burrow captain lineup together here. So Joe Burrow. Let's get in Jamar Chase. Let's get in Joe Mixon. We still got money to spend, guys. Can you believe this? Tyler Boyd, I'm going to keep in, like I said. And then we can go all the way up to Chenault, Carlos Hyde. I'd probably go Chenault here. And this is leaving no salary on the table. And this is not rostering the other quarterback. Just something to think about. There's tons of ways to go here. Instead of Boyd, maybe you go Trevor Lawrence, but I mean, you got to save some money big time, right? We'd have to save $4K here, and it can't be done. So you maybe drop down from Jamar Chase to, let's go Boyd. And we got Mixon. We got the quarterback. We're just trying to fit 2 quarterbacks in, and now it's easy. Now it's way easy. You can go Tate, Thomas, whichever one of the 2 cheap guys you think is going to come through. You're still leaving $1,000 on the table. So I think, I'm pretty excited about it. Not the game in particular. I just hope it's a close, good game. But there's just so many ways I think we can get, how should I put this, an edge on the field. So for me, it's all about ownership. That's how I go into these things. I go into leverage. I picture how the game's going to go in my mind. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but I'd like to cover all bases. So I'll play 3 lineups myself. You join the DFS club, guys, you get those lineups. You get the members only podcast. You get the ownership, top stacks, projections, members only podcasts. Maybe we'll do one for the showdown. Now, we normally don't do them for showdowns, but we'll see, man. It's a grind every week. So we got full-time jobs. We got all that. We're just real people, man. So don't forget, dfsclub.com. Come join the family. Again, we'd love to have you. And Draft Dashboard, only $1 for 30 days. So that's going to do it for the video. I'm going to say a prayer for everybody, and we're going to get up out of here. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless the pets. Thank you, God, for another day on planet Earth, for every day is a blessing. Let's get this bread. Don't take shit from nobody. My name is Gabriel Skywalker from the DFS Club. Schroeder's around here somewhere. But, yeah, guys, thank you so much, and take care.